You're going to start out with 2 whole chickens, skinned and washed, cut up into small pieces. Go ahead and put the chicken in a large pot filled up with water on high heat. Go ahead and add about 1 tablespoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. We're going to go ahead and cover and cook for 60 to 70 minutes or until the chicken is completely tender and falling off the bones. When the chicken is done, we're going to remove all the chicken pieces and put it into a separate bowl. Let the chicken cool and then remove all the meat from the bones. Meanwhile, let the broth simmer on low heat. You're now going to take 2 cans of sweet corn and blend them lightly. You don't want it to turn into a complete paste-like mixture, but you don't want whole corn kernels either. This is what it should look like. You can go ahead and use frozen corn if you don't have canned corn available. Either one works just fine. This is the chicken that has been removed from the bones. Make sure that you have shredded it with your fingers. You don't have to blend it or anything, but you do want really small shredded pieces. We're going to go ahead and add the shredded corn and the chicken into our broth. You now need some soya sauce. I would go with a light or less sodium version. You need some vinegar, some salt, and some Chinese hot sauce if you like it. And I basically just add these to my family's taste, so I don't exactly have a particular measurement, but if you're just starting out and you're not exactly sure how much you need, then I would go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of the soya sauce, about 4 to 5 tablespoons of vinegar. If you're going to add hot sauce, maybe 1 to 2 tablespoons, and salt to taste. So at this point, you can go ahead and taste the broth a little bit and see if you had initially added enough salt or not, and just take it from there. If you feel like what I just told you is not enough, then just keep on adding these things until you get it to the right taste. There's really no exact measurement. There's no right or wrong way. Just go ahead and let your taste buds tell you how much to add. Now take 2 eggs and gently whisk them. And we're going to add the eggs into the broth, and make sure that you're moving, like mixing the bowl while you add it, because you don't want it to turn into one big omelet. And that's how it should look once the egg has been added. We're now going to add some cornstarch to our soup to give it a little bit more texture and make it a little bit thicker. So go ahead and measure. If you're using 2 chickens, I would need at least 1.5 cups. But if you're in doubt, always start with less and add more, because you don't want your soup to turn into too thick of a consistency. So go ahead and mix it well with water and make sure that all the cornstarch is completely mixed in and dissolved into the water. You don't want to end up with lumps in your soup. So you're going to mix it really well. That's what it looks like when it's completely dissolved. And you're going to go ahead and just add that to your soup. Mix the cornstarch in and then let your soup cook for another 20-25 minutes. This would also be a good chance to just taste it again and see if you have enough salt, enough hot sauce, and enough soya sauce in there. So this is what the soup should look like when it's completely done. I have tasted and I feel like I need just a little bit more hot sauce, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to it. But otherwise it's completely cooked. Now I like to serve my soup with some sandwiches, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the recipe for that next. And also you can have some green peppers soaked into vinegar, like pickled peppers, to serve it with. So for the chicken sandwiches, I'm just going to take some shredded chicken that I saved from my soup. You don't have to add all two chicken, like all the shredded pieces back. You can save a little bit for some sandwiches if you like. I'm just adding 2 teaspoons of mayonnaise. And then I'm going to add a handful of raisins and some black pepper to the batter. You can go ahead and add any nuts, walnuts, almonds, anything else that you like. Go ahead and mix the batter and just take your choice of bread. Cut off the crust if you like. And just go ahead and add the batter. And you are done. You are now ready to have your soup and sandwiches. And once again, this is what the final product looks like. Enjoy!